bud. After a short little motor today, we've got a new neighbor, the USS Yorktown. We're in Charleston now. It only took us about 3.5 hours to get here from the anchorage. We're anchored right here. Now we gotta order some parts and wait. Big boat coming through. As much as Kelsa for.
Yeah, at least. What were you listening to?
Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to do a giant service on the engine. You know, from the last videos we had that issue with the air getting sucked into the fuel, shut off during the ICW trips. Well, we just ordered some new parts. That's Charleston over there. I'll do an oil change. The diesel heater needs the fuel filter cleaned. It's clogged up. And then we're gonna go in there and, you know, I'll show you. Start servicing the engine before it gets too dark. So early on living on this boat, I was sent to Diesel Heater for a review, and it was a portable unit, but I ripped it out, installed it in the boat like the old Diesel Heater was installed, because the boat came with an Eberspatcher, but the Eberspatcher never worked. So we installed this H-Calorie. I think it's like an S2 or something like that. This thing has been awesome. It's tapped right into the fuel tank already. Got an inline filter here, and that just looks disgusting. The fuel got too low for the diesel heater because it's only tapped like 3/4 away or halfway down, so it doesn't drain the tank completely. And the fuel got too low last night, so it shut off, got air in the system. Now I need to bleed the lines, and I'm gonna clean the filter while I'm at it too. So, let's get at it. Now, I've never actually had an inline fuel filter like this, where I'm able to take it out and clean it. It's kind of like the strainers I have on the water lines. It's actually pretty cool. So let's go wash that out. Whoops. I think there's a blockage. Gross. Alright, now we got the line full of diesel up to about that point. The heater should have no problem priming up from there. That's just when it's completely empty, and then also when it's clogged up like that took a lot of pressure to blow into it. So we should have heat tonight, which we don't really need. We needed it last night. It was 20 degrees or so. It was really cold last night. While we're in here, we should address this. That's what happens when you don't have a strainer in the bilge. The little screen for it broke really early on. I need to replace that. Battery died while I had all that out. Took the Raycor filter out. Took the fuel filter out. and cleaned the bowl, poured the diesel into here. Now I gotta put the new filter housing on, put the plugs back in, fill that with diesel, put the new filter in. Should be pretty good. I ordered a new housing and a new fuel filter, but the housing came with a fuel filter, so now I have an extra, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, this looks great. Pretty much identical. Pretty interesting discovery on the new one. It had a O-ring, a seal, a rubber gasket, and the old one did not. And I mean, it worked before, but something like that could have allowed air to get into the system. Beautiful. It looks great. So I've run into my first problem. The threads are not cut. Goes right in. This one. Not really. Alright, after working the screw back and forth for like 45 minutes, I think I've got it threaded in most of the way. I do not have a metric tap, so I couldn't finish it with a tap, so we'll see if the screw holds up. I was really hoping it would just be a screw in and good, but might have to tap that out later or get a new part. Let's see. Alright, we got the housing on. It looks good, feels tight, everything feels a little better. We're gonna fill up the ray core, put the new filter in, put some diesel in, and bleed the system. Gonna replace the impeller while we're at it. So we got that cracked open. New one here. This is the old one. Doesn't look too bad. Put a new one on, just cause maintenance. I guess we start it up now. Started up really fast. I think the fuel pressure is better. So overall it's a win. Well, it appears we've made one really costly mistake, and I was anchoring right here. Over here in Charleston by the Charleston City Marina Safe Harbor. Don't anchor here. All the reviews say that you'll foul your anchor. It's a terrible spot. And we're like, we have nothing better to do right now, so let's go foul on anchor. And that's what we did.